So the demo for Rampallians has been out for nearly 2 weeks now, and a few people got back to me talking about how hard it is to find a game right now. I'm hoping this will get better as more people play the game, but I wanted to find a solution in the meantime. So I turned to improving my bot, making it more challenging so people have a better single player experience that feels just as entertaining as the online games can be. But this was a real challenge. The current bot decides which cards to play based on their value. This normally works well as it maximizes the board value of the bot based on what it can play. But there are cards like Trade Route, which essentially trade resources, and Rare Gemstone, which increases the gathering of resources for the future. And so depending on the cards in your hand, and how early in the game you are, the best cards to play right now might not always be the ones with the highest face value. On top of playing cards, the other major consideration is how to configure your cards for battle. Rampallians' combat is essentially choosing strong defenders and attackers and pairing them up. The bot decides which cards are best suited to each role based on their stats. But certain cards have effects that make it harder for the bot to utilize them, like Knight Errant, which gains defense stats if it attacks, or Recruit Archers, which aren't strong defenders but do extra damage when behind an attacker. These examples are more like it, make it difficult to make a bot capable of knowing which card to play and when. So I had the idea of trying to bundle a locally running large language model into the game. I figured it could use the context from the card effect descriptions, analysing the cards on the board and in its hand, as well as the resources and how far into the game they are, to make the best decisions. And so I tried to set it up, and it was actually very easy. I used this open source asset, LLM Unity, to set up agents. I then did a bit of rework on my existing bot interface, essentially allowing them to function asynchronously, meaning the game could continue while the bot waited for the LLM response. I then set up a new implementation of my bot interface and set up system prompts and user messages which gave it all the information it needed, and told it exactly how it should respond, so that its response could be processed programmatically. But then the issues came. I have a mobile version of Rampallians in the works, and so keeping mobile compatibility was very important to me, which meant I had to trial only the smallest of models, 1.7 billion parameters and fewer. Even if I was not targeting mobile, I wouldn't want much bigger because I didn't want to restrict the PCs capable of playing the game. However, these models weren't very consistent, frequently not sticking exactly to the structured outputs, or misunderstanding the rules in their system prompts, leading to unreliable results. Then there's the decision time. Players in the game are limited to 45 seconds per decision to keep online play engaging. However, the locally running LLM was taking 60 seconds plus to respond on my 3070, which is a fairly mid-tier card these days, but I like the fact that Rampallians can run on a potato as it is. And so these two drawbacks were too much to overcome. So I've parked the idea for now. Perhaps I'll revisit it if purpose-built small LLMs get faster and more accurate, as they no doubt will in the coming years. I could also try creating a LoRa to help guide them specifically for Rampallians, but for now, I'm calling it there and won't be building a local model into my game. I hope this was useful for you in some way. If you'd like to find out more about the process, I have links in the description, and I'm happy to connect in the comments. Otherwise, please check out Rampallians on Steam and wishlist it. And please subscribe to hear more. Have a good day. Goodbye.